and we will show now a little bit about the game flow. Let's add the game flow first in our captain, and let's rename this to something like captain game flow. Okay, and what game flow is? Game flow is a tool that you can create entire game logic without even adding any object in the game. It's a visual way to see this logic, okay, like a node editor, it's easier like this because every animation is inside here, and the things are more organized and more clean, and you can open someone else creation and see the game flow, and it's easier to follow the logic. What this game flow can have inside. So we can have other game flows, so we can have a game flow inside another game flow. We can have a state machine, like the captains. We can have animation, we can have external triggers, we can have comments, or we can enable or disable the game flow itself. So let me pin this to my window by clicking this pin, and let me open the captain's state machine again. So with the state machine, the game flow is the best way right now in MANU to create more advanced logic. And we will create this together now, and you will see how easy and clean it is, instead of going inside every animation and adding a rule there. First of all, let's insert this captain state machine to the game flow. Okay, we click here, state machine, and we click here, and we can create new, which we don't want this. That's why I said you can create even before have any object in the game. But now we have, so let's add an existing state machine. And we are going to choose captain's state machine. The same thing we could do with the door, but just wanted to show you first the state machine for the door, and go then to a little bit more advanced stuff. So now you can see exactly the same states with the state machine. Here we have idle, falling, attack, death. This is exactly the same. It's nothing different. Idle, falling, death, and attack. Okay, let me save this a little quick. And how we link these animations now to the logic that we built. Okay, let's import, click on the animation, and let's import the captain's animations here. So click here, add existing animation. Go to captain, and let's import the slash. The slash is the attack. And let's add all the rest. So run, add existing animation, idle, add existing animation. You see it's really easy. Death, add existing animation. And we are not going to add the tracking player because I have already added a rule in there. So let's just add the moving towards player. Okay. So these are the animations. So how we build this logic now. Let's start with the easier one, which is the death. Let's move this around. Okay. And let's make the death also a different color, like red. And let's to connect this, we go here. You see this little arrow when we hover, and we can click it and drag it, and we can connect it anywhere we want. Okay, like a node editor. So let's place it here, and now we have these three options. So let me click when starts first, and I will explain why. So when the game starts. Oh, I said wrong. Okay, these need to be in death, not to attack. So let's drag from here to death. Okay, when starts. So when the game starts this state, we want to start this animation. So this is how you link the logic to animations. Now for the idle, you see this little loop icon here. And this means that this animation is running in loop. Let me make this blue. Running in loop means that this animation will play in loop until we manually stop it somehow. That's why when we connect this idle state with this idle animation, we want to set it to while continuous. And I will explain why now. So as soon this idle state is continuously running, this idle FBX animation will continue playing loop. Okay, that's why we said continue here and not just started, because if I said just started, there wouldn't be any way to stop this. We would have to stop it manually. How? But right now we don't have to stop it manually, but it stops automatically from this state. And let's connect the attack with the attack. Again, this is looping, so it's good to set it to while continuous. Okay, just drag and connect. And now from this following state, I want to make two animations to play while this is continue. So we can drag one here to run while continuous. So this is the running animation of our model of our pirate. And from here we can create another connection to continuous. The moving the captain is moving towards player. Okay, and let me show you this state machine again. So just imagine that we are in the idle state. So our character is in idle state, and as soon he is continuously here, this animation will play in loop, the idle animation. And when we jump in the following state, then two animations will start playing loop, this, and will keep playing until the game jumps to another state. And when the character attack, then this animation will play in loop, and the character will keep attacking as soon the game jumps out of this state. And if the character dies, because it's not looping this, we just need to start this animation and play once, then the game will enable this death animation. So let me save this really quick. Let me close this now, and we can hide this far and near from the edit mode, just to be more clean. And now, if you remember, when I set this moving towards player animation, for testing purposes, I set a trigger here. So now we need to delete this, because this animation now, that the character moves towards player, will be triggered from the game flow. Okay, so let's see what happens now. The character is on idle animation, idle state, and if the character goes close enough, the captain will start following. So you see it start following, and the following animation is playing. And we can come here, and the captain is following, and if he gets close enough, it starts attacking. Okay, and now we can go a little bit back, and the character start falling again, and start falling again. Okay, so right now the player cannot attack the captain, and the captain causing no damage to the player. Okay, so since this logic is finished now, let's create this health system. This is very simple, of course, method, and it's very just to understand how things can be set. It's not very advanced, just to see how we can create a very simple combat. Okay, so we go to the slash animation, and slash animation is when the character attacks. You see, when the character attacks, and we can add here our character, our main character. And why we want to add in here our main character. Of course, as I said, this is a very simple solution. It's not optimal, but just to understand the logic. Okay, so when our character goes around here and strikes, mark this is 0.4, then we want something to happen not to our main character, but I import it here, because if we click this plus icon, now we have access to the variables of our character. Okay, so we want to import the health. we want to move it to 0.4, and origin now of course means the current, not position, the current value of our health, which is 100, and we want to subtract a small value here, and let's include another function called random. And what random does is to generate a random number between two values. So let's add random 5, 10. So right now this captain will generate a random number between 5 and 10, for example 8, and we will subtract this 8 from our current character's health, okay, because the health is in this variable. So this will happen as soon the character attacks. Okay, let's save it. And now we need to do the same with our main character. We need to find our attacking animation, but for the main character we will do it a little bit different, because our character has a more complicated state machine than the captain's that we just did. So let's find inside the animations, let's find where is it, the slash animation, and you see our character around here, for example. Let me go to start. So around here it strikes. Okay, so let's go to around 0.6 or 7 maybe, and we're going to import our captain now here. Okay, and why the captain? Because we want to have access to his variables. So let's go to variables and let's add health. Let's move it around 0.6, and we'll do the same. Current health, subtract a small value of random. Let's make this random also. Let's make the character deals a little bit more damage, like 10.20. Okay. And this is the animation. Now this animation doesn't have any triggers. Okay. And as I said before, this is more advanced state machine, so we need to sneak a little bit in more advanced stuff here. So let's go to idle. Remember, this is not the model animation, this is the state animation. Okay, and it plays when our character is on idle. And I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, it's the same again. And I'm going to rename this to attack. And we go here and we delete now here. Okay, because this is from the idle, and we are going to import a new animation, and we are going to import our slash. Okay, animation is added animation, but the difference is that this is a copy of the idle. And so if you go here, you will see this that you didn't or looked very confusing at the start, but now it's a little bit more clear. Because now this animation plays when our character is continuously on idle state, excuse me, and on active state of this state machine. And this is a network event, but we don't care about that. But we want an extra rule to trigger this event. So we're going here to add key collision pressed, and we'll make this end, because we want all these to be valid and to have our alt key pressed. And we're going to add another rule and a collision event, collision continue, end, and we want our character to constantly collide with our captain's near collider. So if you remember, the near is this small cylinder. So as soon as our character is on idle state and it's active, and this network that it doesn't matter for now, and we hit the alt key, we have the alt key pressed, and the character collides with the near collider, then this animation will run. Okay, this is what we did here. But now we have a duplication of that idle animation, and we have these same rules like here. So in this case, we need to prevent this idle animation from running when this animation plays. Okay, so both of them shouldn't play at the same time. So we go to idle animation and we click on animation, continue. Okay, and we make this end, right click and add node. And the animation we are referring to is the inside the animation for states attack. So let me explain now what's happening. So this idle animation will play as soon the character is on idle state and it's active and this network thing, but not when this attack animation is playing. And this attack animation will play as soon the character is on idle and active and this network thing, and we have the Alt key pressed and the character collides with near. Okay, let me save this right now. So we have created a death for our captain, if you remember from the state machine, and we need to create a death for our character because the default character doesn't contain any death. So inside this animation for states, let's create another animation, and we will call this rename death. Okay, let's not call it yet. And what we are going to import in here is our main character. So let's import our main character. And what we want to happen when this character dies. Okay, also we need to import the death animation. If you remember, in here we have this death animation from Annie. Okay, so we need to import this in death animation also. So let's go here, add insert animation, click here, let's import the Annie's death animation. This is the model animation. Okay, so what else we want this to happen? We want to disable this character. So we go enabled, we want to disable it. So no any physics event, collision event happens, we cannot control the character anymore, and we just play this death animation. Okay, and how we are going to trigger this, it's exactly how we did with the captain. We are going to create a comparison event started, less or equal, and let's type here $, and main character, variables, health. So we have just included the health of our main character here. And when this becomes less or equal with 0, so when our character health becomes less or equal with 0, this animation will be triggered. So let me save this. And because this is our main protagonist, we want to respawn. Okay, so let's create a respawn animation. Create animation. Let's call this respawn. Okay, respawn. And we are going to add our main character again. Not this, the main character, this, the main character. Add to timeline. And we need to move him to a checkpoint somewhere. Okay, except if we want to respawn him right where she died. But let's move here to a different spot, to something like a checkpoint. Okay, so let's go here and let's add property of position X, because we need to move here somewhere, position Y, and position Z. Okay, and let's define this. Right now, origin means current position, so when the character dies, it will spawn there. We don't want this, but we want to get global position, like we did before with the crystal, get global position X. Okay, and we want to move this character to a different object, and this different object is $. And let's type here entrance. Okay, gate entrance, and hit enter. And let's do the same here. Get global position Y, and let's hit this, and let's find the entrance. And like before, let's go here, let's get global position Z, and let's find the entrance. You see why naming is important? Okay, because it's easier to search it instead of searching it manually. So the entrance, if you don't remember, the entrance is here. So we will spawn our character here after she dies. And of course we need to enable our character again so we can play. Okay, and if we try to play now, we'll see that I hit the Alt button, but nothing happens. And if I go here, I can fight, and if I stop, now I cannot, but now I can. But we don't see this health information anywhere. Let's let the captain kill me for a second. Let's see if the respawn works. And the respawn didn't work. Okay, and I know why. Let's go to animations, because if you figure it out yourself, great. I forgot it because we didn't set the trigger to this animation. Okay, so this respawn animation should happen when an animation stop. So when an animation stop, this animation will start. This respawn animation will start, and the animation we are referring to is the death animation. Okay, so let's go death, and so when the death animation is finished, we want the character to respawn. Let's check this really quick, and until we check this, I will tell you about how to display this health information now with a very simple way. Okay, what we do is very simple. So now she dies, and we go back here, and the door is locked. Let's collect this, and we go back to battle. Okay. Oh, we cannot. Oh, we can. Okay. So how to display this health information now, like we did with the numbers and the camera? We are going to create something similar. Let's add a simple plane inside the captain, and let's move it above his head a little bit like this. Let's create a material, new material. Let's name it health. Okay, let's disable the shadows. Let's make this basic, and let's import a texture. This is the texture that we want to, and this texture is special because the half is full and the half is empty. So if you guess it, we need to make this cover the entire area. So we are going to do this 0.5. Okay, and now we have only the half, the half of it. And if we move the offset, we see now we make a visual effect of the captain losing health. Okay, and so we are going to link this information with the captain's health information. All right, let's make this a little bit better size, so something that fits. No, let's make it back to 100 because I forgot to disable this. So let's make it 25. And now let's enable it, and let's make it smaller, something like this. And we can also so we can also rotate it like this, so this above the captain's health. Okay, let's rename this health bar, and we are going to create an animation for it. Let's right click, create animation, rename. Let's make it tracking captain's health or something like that. We are going to import the health bar inside here. Okay, and now what we want to do is to link this information of the captain's health to this texture offset. So we want to animate the texture. So texture offset V, okay, and we are going to type something like just a mathematical function that we convert the 100 of the health to this texture offset. Okay, so let's type 0.5 and we subtract these characters health variables health. Okay, and we multiply this by 0.5. If you don't understand, it's okay, just a method that we convert the 100 health of the character to this max offset, that is 1. Okay, and because it is the half of it, we use the half of it. We subtract this from 0.5. Pretty much this is what this type means. Okay, and because we are tracking this all the time, so we click here this loop. Okay, and maybe we can make it so when our character is continuously enabled, so we track this when the character is continuously enabled. Okay, let's save and let's copy this and do the same for our character. Let's go to edit mode and duplicate, and let's take this second health and move it inside our character, something like that, here inside our model. Okay, oh, not the model, the character, it's okay. Where is this health now? This health bar, okay, not here. And let's move it to the character. So now the health bar is here. Let's move it above here, head. And because we see our character from behind, let's just turn this like this, minus 100. Okay, so now it's like this, so we can watch it. Of course, this should track the player's health and not the captain's health. Okay, so a very easy way to make this change is just to click on this captain and choose a different model, a different object. As soon as the new object has the same health variable, MANU should be able to locate the health variable and just replace it. Okay, if it doesn't, then you need to delete this and just add the new variable here. But if health is here and health is the variable of the captain, should be automatically changed. Okay, and of course we need to run this, for example, as soon as our main character is on. So let's play this. You see this is the health of the character, this is the health of the captain, and when the captain attacks, you see a small the texture moves down. Okay, because this is link. Now if I let it in purpose, you see the character dies, and now our health is still 0. And to fix this, we need to make a small changes inside the respawn. Okay, the spawn of our character, and we can add the health bar. No, actually we don't need to add this. We just need to make the variable of the character 100% again. Okay, let's make this 100%, and now we should be okay. Let's see if it worked now. So when the character responds, this health bar will be back to 100. Okay, so like this. Okay, and if we kill the character instead, you see we are also causing damage to him. Let's see what will happen if the captain dies. And you see now it's dead, but it's still tracking us. And you know why? Because in the death animation of the character, we didn't disable the character after its death, his death. So let's go to the death animation of the character, and let's set some stuff also. Let's disable some stuff. Okay, we should disable the captain. And you know, this is some stuff that it's very easy to forget or get confused, and we show here how we can debug these mistakes. So let's disable the character, the captain itself, excuse me. We should also disable the far and the near colliders. So let's add these to the timeline. You see, we can add as many as we want. Let's disable this and off, and let's disable this and off, and let me save this really quick. And we should also disable the health bar. We don't want to see the health bar anymore. Enabled. No. You know what? Let's add something even more, just for the purpose of the game. Let's create an animation here for this chest, and let's rename this something like goal. Okay, anything, and let's put the chest top in here. This is the top of the chest, and let's animate this in rotation Z from what it is to origin plus 90. Let's see how this, oh, it's the opposite direction. Okay, let's make this minus. All right, let's add some interpolation here, you know, the same stuff that we did before. And we want this animation to play when an animation stops. Okay, and this animation is the death of the captain. All right, so let's try this again, and we come here and we let's try to kill the captain, and if we succeed, this chest top should be open. Oh, we have died. It's okay. So if you want, for example, to make the captain's health to reset, we could just add this to the animation and set our captain's health back to 100.